It's the Eggla and Badger Show.
That's like Wolverine shit.
Yeah, it's like God shit. Oh, by the way, none of these religions believe any of their shit.
Nothing.
That's the only reason. They don't believe any of this shit. They're just pretending to be part of a fucking social group.
Simple as that. I saw that in 4th grade. How much bullshit it is. How much control it all is.
That's right. It is.
Control factor fuck off.
They'll give you rules and tell you how to behave, like as if you couldn't do it without them.
Exactly. As if we all need it. Like a drug.
Yeah, everybody has something they worship.
On the other side, it's like you're wondering, what's going on? Who are these people? The energy certain drugs bring in. You know, the vibe certain drugs have. You can tell how they're acting, what they're on. Junkie's a junkie.
I couldn't believe Dr. Janiger's secretary was a tweaker. I never suspected. She was ripping him off like crazy. I knew this girl for years. Never would have thought it in a fucking million years.
Then there's people that maintain a level of normalcy in the world. It doesn't matter because they're on what they're on, doing what they do, and nobody knows.
His wife was an alcoholic. I never knew that either.
That's another hard one to spot. But, you know, there's signs.
Yeah, you know, she's calling me up when she's all fucked up and shit like that.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's a sign, totally.
If he wasn't my friend, I would have fucked her a couple of times. She'd come over all dressed up, looking good, like a cupcake. I want to mess you up.
It's hard when drunks come on to you. It's like, whoa, is this me or something else? Usually something else.
Sometimes I feel bad because I know the girl wants it and I'm not giving her what she wants. She feels like, oh, she's not good enough or whatever. I hate to do that, but drunks are dead fucks.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I like them alive.
I was alive going up to Yosemite like 5 years ago. I had some vials like those. I took it from San Francisco to 8,000 feet, so it was like pressurized. I didn't realize that. I opened it up and squirted it in my mouth like 20 drops.
Oh, wow.
I was so fucked up. A couple hours later, I'm standing there looking at this waterfall. That's why I couldn't be an atheist today. This is happening.
It is.
You know, it was so great. If there was a God, they wouldn't be having any of this. If they didn't love me, I'd be face down on the ground, unable to handle any of it.
Totally.
I wouldn't be standing here looking at this waterfall and these giant trees.
Yeah.
I was so high. It's just like,
Rust.
it hasn't left me since. I'm telling you.
How do you know you did 20 hits?
Because I looked at how much was gone out of the vial. I had another one just like it. I had 2 of them. And one of them was fucking missing this much. I couldn't believe I did that much. I was like, wow. It didn't seem like I was that high.
I dose myself like that. You know how you dose your hand and lick it?
I put it on my hand now. I used to just squirt it in my mouth. Not anymore.
That's what I did. I touched my tongue and fucked myself up. I got arrested, tripping, driving naked, having 8 cops hold me down.
Talk about unpleasant.
It was pretty intense. I truly think I was flying in a machine.
Hello. Whoa.
DJ moniker Professor Cantaloupe.
How many albums do you have?
Oh, a few.
A few.
A few rooms full. I've been collecting records since I was 4 years old.
4.
Yeah, those are like the earliest things I ever spent my allowance on as a kid, and my parents would always, you know, like Santa Claus would always bring me records too. Like that was just what I was inspired by, and those were my toys. When I was in the hospital at age 2 or 3 for ear surgery, I was in the recuperating room, you know, where they have all the toys and stuff for kids to be whatever playing and recuperating, and there was a record player, and apparently my parents said that I just didn't want to play with any of the toys other than the record player, so they immediately got me a record player. And one of the first records they bought me was a Jack Holzman sound effects record, and so I was raised thinking that, oh yeah, I'm just listening to music. I'm putting on my records. I'm listening to sound effects records of glass breaking and cars crashing and corks being popped, and all of these sounds are music too. Many years later, I reflected on that and realized that made a lot of sense. That like this is the kind of music that I would get into, like informed by that. And then, you know, when I would have my own radio shows, it's like, all right, this is dementia. I want it to really be demented. You know, I want to focus on the weird shit. That you have to go out of your way to find this kind of music, and you can't just, it's not just going to play on the radio all the time. That was a very big influence on me as a child, Pee-wee's Playhouse and Dr. Demento and these, you know, like subversive art forms in the 80s. Like it all planted a lot of seeds in me. Yeah, this is also to like take up the attention when this plays. Like it's, you know, if it's too loose, which right now the mic stand is doing a great job at it already. Like it doesn't really need the pomegranate juice jar. This was a tape loop that I made with my friend Aaron Reyes yesterday. So he provided a couple different rounds of sounds, and I added and subtracted the sounds by blocking the recording, blocking the erase head as it's recording, and then choosing to erase it in, you know, abstract choice.
Yeah.
And then you had some rhythms going on, and so I just snatched a couple of those. You just bleed the tape push it onto the erase head, and it's recording. But if you're blocking the erase head while it's recording, then it's sound on sound, and you can put a silence in there and then add a new sound. It's like, and it's not that dissimilar from things that John Cage was doing in the 50s or Yannis Xenakis was doing in the 50s, but that technique of doing it in real time, that's one I learned from Joseph Hammer in the 90s, and I think that I don't know if this kind of use of it was happening in the 60s or 70s, but it feels like it could have, this technique. But then if I'm putting it through the synth, it might take a second because I didn't have it hooked up yet. So all the sounds that were coming out of here were because it was being triggered. It was processing the tape loop, which is why it all went away when when I hit stop on it. It's a 4-track that has tape loops that were made on that machine and some other machines. I think it's looking to breather while we're just talking. This illustrates it well. So I think ultimately I like to have fun, right? This is like, I'm doing this because this is fun for me to create worlds that don't exist, like places that are unusual. Jim Fassett said, strange to your ears. This is a landscape, a world that I can do and be taken somewhere that you know, like any good painter does, like they create things that are not of this earth, like it's a place it's that can be transported to. And sound seems like the easiest way for me to get there fast. Ever since I started playing with tape loops in the 90s and electronics, that chasing the unknown is really like half the fun. And so you capture it all, and if you harness it all and you can edit, and then there's your art. It all works together like an organism, like this is a rhythm synthesizer. It's one of the newer things I've picked up. It's the Erica Perkins, and it has clock out, so I can slave all of these Eurorack modules with the same clock, or I can do the opposite, send clock from here to the rhythm synth. It doesn't always have to be rhythmic. It's for synth engines. This is a 70s Surge modular, mostly paper face. It's got a lot of dust on it. It's lived a long life. Tape machine, I go through many of them, but this one's lasted me a while. It's Pioneer 707. Enables recording in real time, access to the record, erase, and playheads. And then I've got a 4-track that stores tape loops so that I'm not always having to take the big tape machine out when performing. Mm-hmm. I can take these guys. Like each track has one loop that's been labored upon. And they can all play together. I like the idea of that this is an organismic world, or it's a living, breathing, cybernetic organism, and so when you ask what my favorite instrument is, it's all of them combined at the same time. It enables the sound to mutate and have relation, but coming from different sound sources and different ways to organize said sound sources. So yeah, the mixing console is really a key element of routing sends and returns, of having things being processed and sound different ways, having dry and wet versions of everything so that it can feel like it's evolving and not just be like a static sound. And yeah, will my gear lust ever die? I don't know. Like, I'm always, looking forward to what's the next cool thing that's going to make that sound that I haven't been able to make until that day,
Are you worried about repeating? Like, have you ever tried to get a sound and then, I want to get that back and never get it back again?
That is a thing. It is a thing with modular synthesis, yes. Like, sometimes the most appealing sounds to get are the ones that, like, whoa, how did that happen? Can I get it again? I don't know. It's like elusive sounds, I love chasing down a new sound that I've never been able to get before. And sometimes that is tricky if there's so many different reasons and components involved as to how something gets its aliveness. Like, you may never breathe that electric soul again, and so you best capture it. And just that's why, as I explained to you before, that I keep this recorder just on record pause mode, so that in case I'm hearing challenging to ever recreate, I just hit record, and there it is, captured. Hopefully.
So you just go over and you have to hit record.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't think it. Yeah.
Can't think it. I mean. I'm liking how that, like, these tape loops that came from another time and place, like even some of them years ago, are fitting into, I mean, each of them themselves already maybe feel foreign. Like, here's one tape loop. One tape loop. Lots of space. Second tape loop, and then I'll hard pan them. So there's a little interactivity there. Maybe they're little creatures, maybe they're having a conversation. Here's a third one, enters the chat. Finally a tone, like maybe a little more musical, right? We'll put another one on the other speaker. So you got a little concert of these four guys like having their little conversation, but you put a rhythm behind it. It's sort of now these things that didn't feel very musical before, they're somehow attaching, right? Or our brains put that together. Like, we fill in the gaps of trying to make sense that, oh, this feels like it's going together. It's relation. It's all like it's interactive music, and our brains do a lot of the heavy lifting. I feel like that I'm just a conduit, you know, and that a lot of these things are happening in a parallel dimension, whether or not we have them happen for us. That it's like we want to hear them. I feel like it's honoring the gear, the people that engineered this stuff, the pioneers that came before us making this art, pioneering electronic music, you know, in the classical realm or the academic art music realm. So I honor those people and honor the ability to have this be my playground. It's therapy. A big helping hand and role in the community has been Dublab. Dublab started in '99. Mark Frosty McNeil and company started this internet radio station and events organizing collective, and it just took off from day one and was one of the earliest internet radio stations, and it's one of the longest running. Started doing a regular show, I believe, 20 years ago, 2005-ish. It sounds so silly, like, to say it so simply, just do it, but like, really just doing whatever you're inclined to do will lead you towards doing other things that you will discover you would rather be doing. Hopefully that'll be the rabbit hole that inspires you to truly find what works for you.
losses deduct owner's dividend. Income multiply, value quantify. More spent, less tax, more paid, more owed. Credit whore, equity lore, intellectual properties, cashing royalties, expense revalence, account surveillance, product viability, exposure liability, inventory glitch, balanced bitch, human resources, online courses, asset depreciation, recession, depression, profit margins, hope, employee scope. Underwriters tabulate your mortality rate, premium coverages, spending overages, correctly classified, morally crucified, incorrectly rated, universally hated. Money laundering, believable blundering, small print loopholes, lawyer, accountant moles, insurance, bank unification, regulation, legislation, payable revenue, bottom line printout. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to Sonics. I am in the mood for something new or finished or doing something. I'm not sure. I just got done with a bunch of little ones and the big one, the incline. That was pretty fun. I have more ideas. I've been invited to LB Sound Browse at Belmont Shores, November 15th, 6 to 9. It's going to be a little bit like where all the businesses are being open. It's a 20 artists involved, and we haven't yet got our spaces. I don't know what I'm going to do. I wanted to do a big hanging piece in my head, but going through the stuff, there's no big installations that can be put in anywhere. Last time I was between two big pillars on a bank and was able to hold. It was a 100-foot coil. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of have these ideas, like this idea of the whole thing, instead of a base, but the whole thing becomes the sculpture. Different pieces. But that's all, that gets problematic as far as sound, and stability. Usually wants to be anchored into something hardcore so it can go boom, boom, boom. I like the idea of coiling the metal. It's a different thing versus like the one piece, like something like this, or just one to the kernel. But these have a way of being very alive, where these are kind of a little bit more like more tense, and they're not as resonantly sound, like something like that. Where it's multiple pieces going, there's a different vibe going, versus this one where this is an idea, but I'm not sure, where the whole thing would be a sonic big, it's a person right there. That's why I'm saying it would be. It's more where it wants to kind of be anchored so it can do that. But like I say, it's a little bit more tense than that. So anyway, I might have to do a stable, something standing versus hanging, or that type of thing. I'm not sure. I want to do another beam. Like I said, I wanted to do some hanging pieces. Yeah, all these are hanging. This is kind of like once I started, it starts to. I could do a big piece like that, but I gotta, now figure out what we're gonna do. I like this though. I've had this idea for quite a while. That on a big scale could be frickin' beautiful. That could be cool. Yeah, that might work. Man, that doesn't help me solve what I'm going to do right now, though. Well, you could always get your salt of the earth and herbs of the earth for all those savory dishes you make. Go to GreggEggTV.com while I'm thinking. You can get my art there too. And book, Fights and Stitches. I'm in one of those quandaries. A quandary. Quandary. I think I'm going to have to eliminate a hanging piece for sound brows. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Super, just get another chunk of base and make a big thing like that. You know, it would just be whatever. What I do, how I do it. I just talked to Marco from LB Sound Brows. I'm gonna go check out tomorrow some spaces and see what this is, because I want to know what I'm up against. I could hang something. I would really like to do hanging, but I don't know. Sounds like a bad connection. I don't like the idea of something. Lazily spinning. I think that might be it. I think I like that idea. I've had that little pot, like, whatever the base is, I'm not going to worry about the base. But if I make something, oh, that's the other thing. people are kind of brutal. When they see something that's meant to hit, they smash it. This is going to be the delicate kind of fulcrum, you know, I'm not sure if that's the way to do it, or if that's it. And then trying to plan. It's really about the base, or the point of the pick point, whether it's hanging or stable. These just get buried into a massive chunk of heaviness. Yeah. Thanks for watching me think. It's kind of fun to know there's people out there that are watching what I'm doing, even though it's not that, like, dramatic. Things are slowly progressed. I just might have to see it till tomorrow and then proceed accordingly. I like that idea of mobile, a stable mobile, you know, something that would just kind of be floating like that. Yeah, I like that. But for right now, I think I'm going to make another little sculpture, or get ready to do another one. I have fingerling parts, and well, there's just one right there. These are weird. Almost. Grab. Look at that. Well, that would definitely make the next, like, diamond. I like the diamonds. The diamonds are like diamondy. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a couple cuts and maybe start with the next acoustic sonic piece. I think I'm just gonna whip this out real quick. I'll be right back. Another sextagon diamond in the works. Okay, let's just see how that comes up. Once again, thanks for showing up, checking out what I'm doing. How about Mitchell Brown? He's a doctor of sound. He is the alchemist of frequency, and I dig what he does. Hence, Spotlight Artist Series number 23. Going to glue it up, because that's what I'm doing. The next diamond. Yeah. But it is weird. I'm not really measuring. It's not complicated, but it is weird. There's no rhyme or reason. Getting the angles to the right angle is pretty much the dealio. And I'm just cutting it to how I want it. So it's a obtuse, or no, it's an abstract diamond. I'm all about the abstractals. Get in there. Don't you start to give me any trouble. I don't need any gruff. I got enough gruff. That's what's going on. The world's all got enough gruff. We don't need any more gruffing. Don't give me any. All right, I think I'm gonna start to. I want to be on flat. Ooh. Whoa, Jesus! Come rhyming these. Look where you're going. Excuse me. Jesus, you're freaking gorilla. Yeah? What about it? Just like that, another one made. Click, click, click. Click your booty. Click, click, click. Click your booty. Ooh! I don't know, I think I'm getting good at this. Ooh! 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 That one did a squish. Everything's squishing out. Heck yeah. And don't forget to tell your friends about GreggEggTV. Thanks for showing up. Spread the word. That's it. That's where we're at. I'm in a growth phase. Pretty much am the best YouTube channel for art, variety art, extravaganza experience that there is. Under 150 subs. I don't care. I'm going for 1,000 videos, and I'm loving my learning curve of just everything. And yeah, so thanks for showing up. Yeah, that might be the way to do it. You know what? I gotta let this just be. There's nothing I can do. Tomorrow's tomorrow. So stay creative. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.